Coming up this week on the center of it all. We've had a lot of April showers, now it's time for flowers. We show you a local startup company that is changing the way your flowers grow. And along with spring comes baseball. We take a look at what a local team has planned for the next few months. Mel shares a tasty dessert recipe, and we have a friendly beagle looking for his new family. Don't go anywhere, it's all coming up next right here on the center of it all. Welcome to the center of it all. As you can probably tell from my voice, along with spring comes cold and sickness, but it also brings warmer weather and blooming flowers. We talked to the CEO of a local company who recently launched a soil enhancing product that you may want to add to your garden.
We have a unique technology that was researched at Penn State for over 15 years. It's not made it to market for the purpose that we're using it for, and we're trying to revolutionize the way that we fertilize plants. Right now, currently, over 60% of the fertilizer that we apply washes away before it's ever being used. And there's not really any products out there that are specifically targeting that issue. There's a lot of environmental harm, there's a lot of money being wasted, and ultimately, plants aren't getting the right amount of nutrients anyway. So we have this new technique to try to completely change the way that we think about fertilizers. We sell a soil amendment that supplements your fertilizer. So what we do is it soaks up and holds your fertilizer in the soil and releases only the exact amount needed back to the plant over time. So we reduce how much you need to use of fertilizer, not actually selling you a fertilizer. It was really neat to see how we took an idea from an idea on a whiteboard to selling to a third of the people at this event in 2.5 months. So it just gives me a lot of confidence now that, we're a real company, we're really moving, we have multiple people working with us, a lot of resources all joining together to just do what we did, which is push a product to market. I see this company growing to become much larger than just a startup like it is now. I hope that we're growing into something where there's multiple product lines being sold in multiple areas to ultimately reduce the environmental impact of fertilizers. We're trying to make an impact. That's the point of our product.
For more information, visit phospholutions.com. When we come back, we head outside for a little minor league baseball. Welcome back to the center of it all. As the sun warms up, that means it's time to get outside and watch some baseball. We talked to the Spikes to see what they have coming up these next few months.
38 nights of fun scheduled for this summer, starting off with June 19th, our opening night. Will be a fun, exciting week. As of last year we won the 2016 New York Penn League Championship. So June 19th, we'll kick off a week-long celebration, and then on Friday, June 23rd, we'll unveil the championship banner, give the guys their rings, and have a fun championship celebration. We also have 11 action-packed, spike-tacular fireworks nights scheduled for this year that range from Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and a couple other nights mixed in through the week. We're going to have one very awesome bobblehead this summer with a former Penn Stater, now current Steeler, so we're very excited about that. That'll be released in a couple of weeks here. We're bringing back the ever-popular fleece blankets, and there'll be championship fleece blankets this year. You also be able to get your replica championship ring. As well as this year, we got 3 day games scheduled this year, which is something special for us here at the State College Spikes. Outside of our one typical Super Splash Day, on July 8th, we're also going to play at noon on a Saturday. And then on Labor Day this year, we're home, so we're going to do a little brunch and baseball and play during the day. We're going to mix in 4 bark in the parks and then numerous other events throughout the summer. We'll host the PIAA State Championship games here, so right before our season. So, like I said, we're putting a lot of the icing on the cake on the details for our season, as well as getting this ballpark ready to go. Community events all throughout the spring, so stuff like that. Here we're going to have 2 awesome promotional jerseys that we're very, very excited about. The first one is going to be our Conspiracy Theory Night, and that will be auctioned off the back to benefit Children's Miracle Network, thanks to PSECU. So, but we're very excited. In July, we have a 1 game on a Wednesday, and we are going to salute all the different conspiracies. It's the anniversary, or the day before the anniversary, that we may or may not have landed on the moon. There will also be crop circles in the outfield. We're partnering with the Freemasons, and they're getting involved, so we're very excited. There's going to be some treasure hunts. I hear D.B. Cooper might make an appearance to throw out a first pitch. He might skydive in. So there's a bunch of different possibilities going on with that night, or things that may or may not happen that we don't know about. So we're very excited for that one in July. And then also in July, we'll have our wonderful Paint the Park Pink Night with Mountain Indy Health. So we'll once again wear pink jerseys, and they'll be auctioned straight off the players' backs during the game, and all the charity proceeds go to the foundation at Mount Nittany Health, as well as we're going to do a Paint the Park Purple this year. We're going to have a Red Out with American Heart Association. So we got a lot of great charity events and charity initiatives going on throughout the summer here at the ballpark. In addition to a lot of our great promotional events, we're welcoming back a lot of our great Spikes special guests and entertainers. So once again, the wonderful Tim Leppard and Cowboy Monkey Rodeo will be back this summer. So if you've never seen Cowboy Monkey Rodeo, make sure you get out to the ballpark. Monkeys riding dogs, herding sheep, it's the only way that you can explain it. It's crazy, it's fun, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a great event, so make sure you get out. And then our other big appearance this year that we're very excited for is Mr. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the WWE Hall of Famer, will be here. I hear Mr. Joseph Putnam may get in the ring with him and take him on with a 2x4. So it should be a very fun and exciting night, but we're very excited to have those two special guests come out through the summer, then as well as a couple other guests we'll announce a little bit later in the summer. So
you can catch a few of the Spikes games aired right here on WHVL on June 30th, July 9th, 23rd, and August 12th. When we come back, we head over to Mel's for a tasty breakfast. Welcome back. If you just don't have the time to make an elaborate breakfast in the morning, Mel has this simple recipe that is sure to fulfill you and your family's appetite.
Good morning. I'm up earlier than usual on this fine Sunday. I've got family coming over for brunch a little later. After they get here, I'm going to pop a couple casseroles in my oven. But when they arrive, there's going to be some freshly baked banana nut chocolate chip muffins waiting right here on this counter to greet them. I've measured almost all of my ingredients last night before I went to bed, which makes baking almost any kind of muffins really easy to do first thing in the morning. About the only thing I couldn't do last night was process my bananas. For the obvious reason, they're just going to discolor. So what I've done is I've taken a moment this morning and I've sliced 6 medium-sized bananas. You can risk 5, but it just might not be quite enough. Bananas are not all created equal in size. And I'm going to kind of smash these for a minute or two. Just use your rubber spatula to push them through the beaters. Goes without saying, when you're baking banana muffins, banana bread, banana anything, you want ripe to very ripe bananas. Those are just perfect. They're not quite a puree. There's still some little bits and pieces of fruit in it. It's exactly the way you want them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure 2 to 2 1/4 cups of bananas here into this measuring cup. That's all that we can put into the muffins. That's 2 cups, and that's going to be about 2 1/4. It's time to mix our muffins together, and muffin recipes are all kind of the same. You blend your wet ingredients together first, and then you fold in your dry ingredients. So we're starting with 2 sticks of butter, 2 large eggs, and 1.5 cups of sugar. The butter's at room temperature. It's been out for about an hour to make it really, really soft. So this is going to blend together in a hurry. And I'm back to my mixer right now. And another trick to making muffins is once you cream together these wet ingredients, cream these ingredients together and add the liquids, you really don't want to overmix your muffins. You want to just mix them till the dry ingredients are just barely stirred into the mixture. Now I've got 1/2 cup of milk and a tablespoon of vanilla extract, which I'm going to add next. I'm going to blend that in. That looks just about right. I'm going to lower my mixer speed again. And I'm going to add my mashed, smashed banana puree, whatever your name for it is. Blend that in. I'm going to start folding in my flour. Now in this flour there's salt, there's baking powder, and there's baking soda, which means it's going to rise twice. That's the baking powder, once when it starts to hit the liquid and once when it hits the oven, which is why they call it double acting baking powder. I have to keep telling myself to keep this out of the camera so you can actually see what I'm doing here. I'm not using my spatula quite yet. I'll get to that as soon as I get all my flour in here. We'll go here. Now I'll start scraping down the sides of my bowl. And this is starting to get thick enough that I'm just about done with my mixer. I'm going to stop, put it down, make a little noise here. And now I'm going to start folding by hand to get all the flour from the bottom and the sides. And I'm going to add the good stuff. I've got 2 cups of chopped walnuts. Pecans will be fine if you like them better. And I've got 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. And now we fold these in really, really good. Smells wonderful. Who doesn't want to wake up on a Sunday morning and come downstairs to these? And all of my mixing is done. That's as quick as it gets put together. I'm going to wash my hands, clean up a little bit of this mess, and we're going to fill our muffin pans. Without delay, I'm going to start scooping my batter into the muffin pans. And I'm just going to start putting scoops of batter into the cups of all of these muffin tins. Now I'm just going to pop all of these pans, all 4 of them together on the center rack of my oven, which has been preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake them for 20 to 22 minutes until a cake tester or a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. When it comes to a well-made muffin, I'm not mildly crazy about them. I'm certifiably crazy about them. And when it comes to these muffins, everybody goes bananas. Oh my God. Okay, camera crew, let's go.
And the best part is they're perfect to grab and eat on the go. When we come back, we learn what some experts have to say about listening to music and introduce you to our pet of the show. Welcome back to the center of it all. Headphones are a popular listening device, but how do they affect children's hearing? We went to find out. Trendy headphones and earbuds are popular among teens, but how do they impact a child's hearing? Dr. Sharon Sandridge of Cleveland Clinic says the brand or type of headphone generally doesn't matter. It's volume coupled with how long they're listening that counts.
You can be perfectly safe with any set of headphones, with any set of music players, as long as you listen to it within the safe range.
Dr. Sandridge says listening to music at 85 decibels is considered safe as long as you're listening for less than 8 hours. Once the decibel level is increased, you have to decrease the exposure time to remain within the safe listening range. For example, if you're listening to a music player at full intensity, which is about 102 decibels, you can only listen to about 2 to 3 songs safely. When the ear is exposed to excessively loud sound for too long, microscopic damage is done deep inside the ear. This damage silently accumulates over a lifetime and results in irreversible hearing loss. Dr. Sanders says it's important for parents to talk to their kids about protecting their hearing. And for those who may be confused about what classifies as a safe decibel level, she suggests using an easy rule of thumb.
Somebody can hear the music coming from your headphones while you're listening to them, then you potentially are too loud. So you just really, if you're walking by somebody and you hear whatever they're listening to, then you know they are potentially damaging their ears.
Dr. Sanders warned parents to be wary of music player headphones marketed to limit volume, as research has shown that the claim may be false. She recommends parents have limiting headphones tested by a professional to make sure they are controlling the output of sound.
For our craft this week, it's going to be quick, easy, and add a little bit of organization into your life. Let's get started. So first, all you need are a few mason jars, some spray paint. I use the matte spray paint that we already have from previous crafts. Everything that you need, you should already have from things that we've already done, and some sandpaper. So what you're gonna do is kind of a distressed mason jar. So you can see I've already done the red one. I've already spray painted it, and then I went through and distressed it with the sandpaper. What I have found is that darker colors may not work as well. Like the red, it's a little bit harder to see the distressing, but if you use lighter colors and pastel colors, so like this one is gray, if you do greens and kind of that coral color, those should come out a little bit better. So all you're gonna do is take your mason jar outside and spray paint it. Now I've already talked to you guys about how to do that, so I've already gone ahead and spray painted this, but like before, you're gonna hold it a couple inches away and do little spurts all the way around the can. And the nice thing about this is that you don't have to be perfect, because you are gonna go back through and distress it afterwards. So once you've gone out and spray painted it, I only did one coat, and I spray painted it upside down again and let it dry for only about 5 minutes. Then you're gonna go through and distress it. So you can distress it wherever you want. You're just gonna grab your sandpaper, and you're just gonna kind of bend it in half or hold it however is comfortable. And you're gonna go through and just scrape off the paint from the jar wherever you want. So you can see that it's just a little bit scraped away there, the top little bit. Now I'm gonna go through and scrape where the words are. And you can see I'm not being super precise about where I put the sandpaper. Also going to sandpaper down where it says Mason right here on the bottom. Okay, and so then once you have the words and everything distressed out, then I'm just gonna kind of go around and add a little bit to the jar to make it a little bit more vintage looking. So I'm just gonna do maybe some up here in the corner a little bit. Stop there. You can see you can keep distressing as much as you want or as little. It's totally up to you. And then you kind of have just a jar that's a little bit more exciting than just a boring container. You can throw it in your bathroom and put Q-tips in or toothbrushes. I have mine in my bathroom because I put my makeup brushes in them, so it kind of just adds a little bit more of a homey vintage feel to your house.
Now we head over to Nittany Beagle Rescue and meet an anxious young beagle who is patiently waiting for his new family.
This is Brantley. He's a 2-year-old beagle with Nittany Beagle Rescue. He was surrendered to us by a family who had an allergy, so he is a great family dog. He has been doing really well with my 3 dogs, and he's been non-reactive to my cats. Actually, my cats will snuggle with him and lick his ears, and he just doesn't do anything. He would be good with as an only dog in a house, or he would do really good with animal companions. He has a lot of energy, he loves to play, and he is a snuggle bug. If you're not standing, if you're sitting, he will be a good lap dog for people who want a real part of the family.
That wraps up this week's Center of It All. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, enjoy the warmer weather, and I'll see you next time.